Okay, good evening. Welcome to the March 17th meeting of the East Bridgewater School Committee. I will entertain a motion to open the meeting.
So moved.
Moved by Ellen, second by Peter. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
If we could all raise and recite the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And then pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 71, S38N, the East Bridgewater School Committee will hold a public hearing on the proposed 2026-2027 school department budget. I'll turn it over to our superintendent.
Great, thank you. So we'll go through the presentation. Certainly if anyone has any questions along the way, we'll be happy to answer those questions, or we can wait for the end for further discussion. So between myself, Mr. Shea, and Mrs. McPartlin, we'll go through the slides and just kind of share with you the process that we've gone through with making a proposal for the budget and giving you some background information that helped to guide our decisions. So you see from this slide really the work that's gone in prior to getting to this date. On the left-hand side, you'll see the collaboration that happens between the school department and the town departments. We have some meetings set up, but also the chair of the finance committee, Dave Walsh, has also been part of the meetings with the budget subcommittee. So on the right side, we have our administrative budget meetings, and the administrators are here as well. They've been part of this process and helping to guide our decisions and making sure that the decisions we make are the most beneficial to our students and the least impactful if we're looking at reductions. And then we had budget subcommittee meeting dates as well. Even though this is the public hearing tonight, certainly we have from now until town meeting for the committee to continue to discuss the budget.
Sure. All right, so this first slide is really to remind us why we're all here. Our district mission, which is the East Bridgewater Public School District in partnership with the community, continues to provide an academically challenging, safe, and supportive learning environment that promotes the pursuit of excellence for all. Coupled with our district vision that we are respected for high academic standards, committed to social responsibility, and dedicated to educating and inspiring every student to achieve personal excellence. We thought we need to remain focused on this mission and vision as we make our decisions that impact our students and our educational programming moving forward.
Great. So we're going to share a few budget scenarios with you just for everyone to have the understanding of the differences between level services, level funded, if we're looking to make additions to the budget versus reductions. So this first slide shows level services. So this would be if we kept everything we currently have in the district in place and just moved forward into next year's budget and accounted for any additions we have to make for contractual obligations, increases with inflation that we have. So if we changed nothing in our programming and in our personnel, we'd have a level service budget that would go from $27,769,488, which was this year's budget, to next year's budget being $28,226,774. So thinking about that, there's no changes to any services, any personnel. It's just the fixed costs that we have to adjust for contractual obligations and any of our inflation costs with materials and expenses. The other thing that we wanted to make sure that we noted on the bottom is we're also always trying to be mindful of, can we have any cost savings in the district? And with our special education program, Mr. Phelan, our special education director, this year started a program for our students that are transitioning between the ages of 18 and 22. They're out of our programming, but we're still legally responsible for providing transition into adulthood. And typically we would send them to out-of-district placements. A program was started here in the district this year, a program that we're growing, and the anticipation that we'll have a couple more students going into the program in our district would be a cost savings. So it's not always that we're just increasing the budget with programs. We're trying to be mindful of what we can do to save costs. So this year's budget, the $27 million, moving to a level service budget just to account for those contractual obligations and those expenses. We'd be looking to increase our budget by $457,256, which is a 1.65% increase, which we felt was really modest, given that typical increases in budget is usually between 2 and 3%, especially when looking at contractual agreements. So I definitely want to make note of the negotiations that we've had in the last year. We felt that the Teachers Association, who just started a new contract this year, we felt that they were very mindful. We spoke a lot to them about the fiscal restraints in the district and in the whole community, and we felt that they really took that into consideration when we negotiated a contract with them. So obviously, there's other things impacting our budget across the community. So Mr. Shea will talk to you about some of those factors that go into why we need to look at the potential for reductions.
So the school district in East Bridgewater is part of the town, and I know you've probably seen in the news these three factors that are affecting town budgets all around us. Health insurance is projected to increase 8 to 12%. The pension obligation for Plymouth County, from the Plymouth County Retirement Fund, our cost next year is increasing $324,000, which is a 7% increase over fiscal year 26. And out of district placements, tuitions have increased by over $1 million since fiscal year 24. These three main items are causing financial challenges to the town of East Bridgewater, which we need to be mindful of.
Great. So the next slide, I want you to just kind of focus in the yellow area, the part up in blue. That amount did change yesterday. So if we look at yellow, on the left-hand side, this is looking at our current budget this year, the $27,769, which I talked about in the level services budget. But then what the town has asked us to come in at. So the request of the town initially was the $27,535. We just changed that yesterday. So it is the $27,625,000. So the differential between this year's budget and what the town is asking us to come in for next year's budget is a decrease of about 0.5%, the $144,488. Looking on the right side of the screen, though, not only do we have to contend with the decrease that's been requested of the school district, we also have to factor in those contractual obligations. So those could potentially look like reductions in other places so that we can make up the difference in salaries and our expenses. So back to that, what would a level service budget be for us to keep everything as is? The town requested amount, and then what the actual dollar increase would be if we're factoring what the town has asked us to decrease and what our contractual obligations are. So it's a deficit of a little less than 2.5% for the district for us to look at reductions. So keeping that $600,000 in mind as we move into the proposed budget. One other thing that we want you to keep in mind is how does our spending on our students compare with other districts? So we have our per pupil expenditure that Mr. Shea will go over.
Yeah, this is DESE published data. It's 2024 is the last time they've updated this. These costs exclude out-of-district tuitions, regional school assessment, and also debt, principal, and interest. It just shows you comparatively how we compare to some of our peers. In fiscal year 24, we had a per pupil expenditure of $17,593, which is a little higher than Abington. It's about $1,500 higher than West Bridgewater, but when you look at Medway, Norton, Pembroke, and also the state average, we are significantly lower. In fiscal year '24, we were the 48th lowest per pupil expenditure in the state. If you remember, 6 or 7 years ago, we were number 2. So we have improved a little bit there, but out of like 360 school districts, we're 48th, still the 48th lowest. Just a little background on special education and tuitions. You can see the different costs for some of the programs that some of our students go to. Public school programs run from anywhere to $40,000 to $45,000. Collaborative schools anywhere from $55,000 to $70,000. Private day schools $75,000 to $191,000, and private residential schools actually are around $300,000 to $400,000, and that's per student. If you look at the trend, you can see in fiscal year '26 we had a large jump in the special ed tuition and transportation budget. We went from 1.9 million to almost 3.1 million, and that was a significant increase in the number of students that were going to much higher costly programs and residential programs. Fiscal year '27, you see a drop in that budget. So the cost is increasing. We're going from 4.5 million in '26 to 4.7 million in '27, but these are net numbers because of circuit breaker. So that we have a larger amount of projected circuit breaker reimbursement in fiscal year '27. That's why we are projecting a drop in the budget. Just one other thing I want to note on this, in reviewing the students that are attending out-of-district programs, I'm hopeful, and I hope I'm not jinxing myself, I'm hopeful that the numbers are plateauing. We're seeing in fiscal year '28, we're going to see a significant number of students that will be aging out of these types of programs. Thus, they won't be our responsibility for cost. So, fiscal year '27's high, fiscal year '28, I am hopeful, and the way it's looking now, we could see a significant decrease in our special ed tuitions.
So this next slide represents what the budget subcommittee is proposing at this point in time. So again, bringing you back to what a level service budget would be for FY '27 if we changed nothing from what we currently offer. In working with the administrative team, we have identified $457,256 worth of reductions. So it's not quite the $600,000, but it's definitely less than what it would be for the services we're currently providing, which would be a budget of $27,769,488 with the reduction, which is the exact same budget that we had this year. So the number that we've come to would be the same budget in FY '27 that we have in FY '26. When looking at the reductions, which we'll show you on the next slide, we want to be mindful of the fact that this still does impact staffing. It definitely still impacts class size, but we were definitely looking at a strategic way to work collaboratively with the town, knowing that there are fiscal restraints, but also avoiding any direct layoffs of staff. So this is the list of reductions. We certainly started with non-personnel. We're a labor-intense department, so we want to make sure that we're preserving those positions first. So you see the top part of the list is how we could make reductions without impacting any of our service providers. And then after you see some of the fee increases, reductions in some of our expenses, we move into lunchroom monitors. Right now we have 4 lunchroom monitors in the district, 2 at Central School and 2 at the Mitchell School. Those are currently being paid out of the operational budget, and we're working with food service for those to come out of the food service revolving account. Next is the junior senior school psychologist. This was a position that was vacant this year. Unfortunately, we weren't able to fill it. We weren't able to retain a qualified candidate for the position, so we contracted out for services, and that has worked out fairly well. Most of the services were on assessments that were done, and certainly reaching out to our 2 other school psychologists in the district if we needed direct service from the school psychologist. So by keeping with that model, it's a $15,000 savings. And then we have retirements in the district. We have 1 at Central School and 2 at the Mitchell School. So in talking and working with the principals, we definitely looked at enrollment from one grade level to the next. And if we had a grade level that had 7 teachers going to a grade level that currently has 6 teachers, and that enrollment could handle that number of teachers, we're going to not replace those retirements and just shift teachers from one grade to the next. So we'd be going from 18 to 20 students for class size to more of 20 to 22 students in classes at those grade levels. A special education teacher retiring at the Mitchell School that we will not be replacing. Again, it does impact caseload, but nothing that would get us above 20 students, 25 students on a caseload. So we felt like that was manageable. And then we had some positions in the district that were not filled just due to not being able to retain qualified candidates for the positions, and that is 2 instructional assistants here at the junior senior high school, a half-time custodian position, and then lastly we have an administrative assistant who has put in for retirement, so that's the differential in hiring a replacement for that position. So that's what brings us to the total of $457,256 in reductions.
We do have a few capital budget projects that we'll be pushing forward. We met with the capital committee last week. We had a good discussion with them. There's still some estimates that we're waiting on, but the most important one is the firewall replacement. Our current firewall is end of life sometime in August, I believe, so that needs to be replaced. This sound system here is actually not working. The sound system's not working. The control's not working. We're looking to replace the video system here. The phone system, we're looking to replace the phone system. We've done a lot of work researching that, getting quotes from companies. There's actually a 0 upfront cost for a new phone system, with a monthly service fee instead. So that's been great news for us. And then we're looking to possibly group some other items that may not hit the capital threshold into one line item. Mitchell School, we're looking to add a ADA accessible bathroom in the nurse's office. I don't know if you've seen the baseball outfield padding, but it's all torn to shreds. Window shades at the junior senior high school for the side of the building, the other side of the building where the sun shines in and kids can't see the screens, and a French drain installation at the Mitchell School to hopefully help fix the leaking in the rooms on the 4th grade side?
Right.
4th grade.
All right, so along with the district's mission and vision, we also must consider the future as we put together this budget presentation. So we've just begun the strategic planning process, which many of you are part of right now, and that's meant to address the areas that we feel we need to grow as a district, especially over the next 3 to 5 years. Some of those are listed up here. These came out of many of the conversations that Dr. Williams had with the stakeholders across the community, and repeatedly these came up as areas where we want to continue to grow. So this includes our extracurricular offerings and the logistical access to those, particularly like late buses and students having access to be able to stay after school. We also want to make sure our mental health supports are there for the well-being of all of our students and faculty. We want to make sure we're expanding our life skills courses, example, financial literacy, and also having systematic vocational and career exploration programs, because not all students follow the same path. We want to make sure that we have targeted academic supports to close those learning and opportunity gaps for all of our students. Technology and cybersecurity is super important, and we want to make sure we have the correct upgrades to our infrastructure, and we want to make sure our cybersecurity measures are in place, and also make sure all of our staff has the professional development that they need in order to provide access for all of our students. And then finally, human resources and oversight, looking to allocate resources to have a more dedicated HR management program, because the complexities of the staffing and the compliance and personnel support continues to grow year after year. So some of these, of course, you can tell will have financial implications, so we want to make sure that we keep them in mind as we go forward with the budgeting phase, that we're not taking away too much, so that we're not going to be able to support these in the future.
So that concludes our presentation. Certainly, if anyone has any questions, or I'll turn it back over to Mr. Beeker.
Sure, thank you. Okay, so we don't have anyone registered for public comment. And the majority of the rest of our meeting is going to be reviewing policy changes. So if anyone is a policy nerd, you're welcome to stay, but if not, don't feel like you have to by any stretch. And the school committee, if we could maybe congregate together, Zach said he wants to make sure we're all on camera, so we'll move to the front.
Oh, I know I have it, it's here. Where was it in the pile?
It was-
The Reed's Collaborative?
I put it- Oh, yeah, right there. So that policy is new to EB. The MASC had this policy, and so they modified it, but we did not have this. It may or may not have been removed back in 2018 when we updated the policy manual, but I don't know. So we're just requesting to put this back into the manual as the modified version that MASC has in the regular version. Do you have anything to add about that, Peter? So that's LBC, Relations with Non-Public Schools. But then when you go to JCA, assignment of students to schools, so a lot of these policies here are just simple,
Language updates.
yes, simple language updates. So this one just has the cross-reference removed. I know it's hard doing this without a table. JFABE, Educational Opportunities for Military Children, was just updated language and legal reference. So if there was a legal reference that was added, then that's just added at the bottom of the policy, and the language would have been updated. And does anybody have any questions about those?
Nope.
And then JFABF, Educational Opportunities for Children in Foster Care, that's updated and defined in DCF. So let's see. You need a third hand.
Do you want a chair to put stuff
No,
on?
I'm good.
Okay.
If they fall on the floor, I'm just- Well, that's the easy version. So you can see at the bottom, in this policy on JFA, ABF, they actually took out, they just crossed off DCF by itself and added Department of Children and Families and then put DCF in parentheses. JFBB, school choice, removed bullet 3, priority placement updated. They will reference protected class, missing athletic performance and academic performance. So if you, I don't know if you guys want to continue looking at these, or if you've already had a chance to look at them at home. If you, I don't mind going through all of them, but just, I figured I'd throw that out.
Does anybody have any questions about them?
Yeah.
I read through them. It's all pretty
They
straightforward.
were all just
Okay,
like,
good.
language, right?
Yeah.
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 So,
Was there anything that was glaringly different than edited and then, yeah?
No.
It was all language.
And then there were 2 policies, so I can just move on to the next ones instead of going through them line by line. Is that okay with everybody?
Mhm, yep.
Okay, good. Then we have the first reading of removal of the following policies. So that's JKA, corporal punishment. Language was incorporated into policy JKAA. And then KCB, community involvement in decision-making. That intent was covered in other places. So those 2 were removed from the policy, and we're looking to remove those from our policy manual.
So JKA was,
Corporal punishment,
I was incorporated to AA.
no,
Okay, I
no,
see.
JKAA,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay.
So, I don't know if you're doing it, it might be because we did policies before. So this is the first reading of all of these policies, the first review, but
We can waive, right?
yes, I recommend, I mean, you guys can override me, whatever you want to do. I recommend that we waive the first reading and move on to this, and move on to the second reading and just approve these,
Pass these as a slate.
yes.
So I entertain a motion to waive the first reading of all the
What do you mean by
policies.
I'm sorry.
So rather than go through and read each individual policy one at a time,
Oh, okay.
Oh,
and you have to do that twice.
Okay.
Right, so we'd have to do it now and then again on the 31st.
Got it.
So what we're saying is, we'll waive the first reading, and if we agree to that, then we can pass them tonight as the second reading,
Okay.
in a slate, all at once, as opposed to going through every single one.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
But I don't know if, oh, here. I just wanted to, okay, so we'll do that first.
So I'll entertain a motion to waive the first reading of the policies as displayed on the agenda.
Yes, so moved.
Second?
Second, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Then,
Make a motion
Approve and s-
to vote on them as a slate,
okay,
as listed on the agenda.
okay. Peter made a motion.
So moved. I mean, second.
Ellen second, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
And then entertain a motion to,
I would just ask, when you do these minutes that all the policies are listed out, because when we go back to look, so a lot of times I have to go back and reference minutes. I would just ask if they're all written out, so,
Okay.
thank you.
okay. And then entertain a motion to approve the edits to the policies listed on the agenda in Section J and Section K, along with the removal of policies JKA and KCB,
And the addition of LBC.
and the addition of LBC, thank you.
Second?
Who made the motion, sorry?
Oh.
Oh,
So moved.
Peter, second by Crystal, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, awesome. The next action item is I'll entertain a motion to reappoint Dr. Gina Williams, Superintendent of Schools, to serve as the East Bridgewater Public Schools representative on the Board of Directors of Reed's Collaborative for the 2026-2027 school year. Okay.
So, second?
Motion by Crystal, second by Peter. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. And then,
That's it.
that's it. I thought we had to vote on 2 things, but any other topics?
No, we have descendants, the drama department has descendants coming up this Thursday and Friday night.
They do. They do. I will be there Thursday night.
I walked in there.
And this Sunday's the Kiwanis Pancake
Oh, yes,
Breakfast.
the Kiwanis Pancake Breakfast from 7 a.m. to noon.
At the Mitchell School.
Yes.
Yes.
At the Mitchell School.
I-
$9 for adults, $5 for children.
Okay, I will be there too.
Raffles. I don't know what else. Lots of good food to eat.
Lots of good food to eat and a good cause.
Mhm.
Okay. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Thank you, and thank you to EBCAM for recording.